We invest so much of our time at workplace, at friends, families, relatives, investment properties. But how much do we actually invest of our time on our own self? There is a big difference, dear devotees. There is a big difference between lifestyle and life. Farmer comes to Bhima and says the fence were expanding into the neighbor's farms. Elephant can pass through it, but the tail got stuck. I saw a man transferring the big bucket of water into a small, but when he transferred it back, it was only half filled. There was a big boulder, big rock on the path. The muscle bands, they were trying to push the rock, and it was not moving. Yuga, the one which we are living now. We are the products of Kali Yuga. And if we do investment on our own self, nothing can shake us. We will be unshakable, unstoppable. The best time to understand the message of Bhagavad Gita is right now. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you so much. So we are going to talk about Bhagavad Gita for about half an hour. Thank you so much for joining our Saturday evening Bhagavad Gita session. The topic for today evening's discussion from the Bhagavad Gita is about investment. Sounds interesting? Yes, everyone interested in investment? Good. We invest so much of our time into our workplace. We spend, some people work 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours every day, Monday to Friday. Some people work 5 days in a week, 6 days in a week, 7 days in a week. Some people do overtime, 2 jobs, right? It's all about investing our time at the workplace. Some people do investment in relationships. We spend so much of our time and energy in maintaining relationships. Family members, extended relatives, we invest. Many times we do investment in our friendships, in our friend circles as well. We invest so much of our time and energy into friendships. Agree or no?
Yes.
Huh? Investment means we utilize our time at the workplace, with the relatives, with the family members, with the friendships. Many people do investments in properties, investment portfolios, investment properties. Yes or no? Yes, we all do investments, but we are talking about financial investment or spiritual investment. There is a difference. We are going to talk about today spiritual investment. That means we invest so much of our time at workplace, at friends, families, relatives, investment properties. But how much do we actually invest of our time on our own self? On our own self. When we invest our time at workplace, what do we get? Dollars or rupees in India. We have some guests from India. When we invest our time at workplace, be it a business or at a job, when we invest, we get return of dollars. But when we invest on our own self, what do we earn? We earn a better version of our own self. We earn a better version of our own self, whoever we are, whatever level of our consciousness is, whatever stage of mind is. But when we invest time and energy on our own self. We don't get dollars, we don't get salary, we don't get business profits, but we earn a better version of our own self. Agree or no? When we invest our energy, our time at workplace, we get salary, we get profit. Based on that, we can improve our lifestyle. Yes? When we invest at workplace, we get salary, we get dollars, we get return of profit, and our lifestyle will be better. But when we invest in our own self, what do we get? Our life will be better. There is a big difference, dear devotees. There is a big difference between lifestyle and life. Lifestyle can be made better by lifestyle can be made better by you work hard, get more money, and you buy expensive gadgets, handbags, cars, whatever. That means you are living a luxurious lifestyle. That doesn't necessarily mean that you are having a great life. There is a big difference between lifestyle and a life. That's why we have to be very, very focused that yes, doing a job, doing a business, studying, everything is important. But while we are investing all our time and energy in other things, we shouldn't miss out the most important thing, which is investing time and energy on our own self. This Bhagavad Gita gives us that knowledge of investing in our own self. Bhagavad Gita, every Saturday and Sunday we discuss. We have many programs happening in Melbourne, which talks about this, how we can invest time and energy on our own self. Bhagavad Gita is a book of manual, instructions, information, and by applying that instructions in our life, by applying that information in our life can become successful, peaceful, and happy. How many of you want to have a life which is successful, peaceful, and happy? Can I request you to raise hands? Everyone wants success, peace, and happiness in life, right? The knowledge given in Bhagavad Gita helps us to achieve that. Let us do a quick understanding. Most of us know where the scene where Bhagavad Gita was spoken, right? Bhagavad Gita at the battle of Kurukshetra, two armies, Pandavas and who knows the name? Kauravas. Pandavas and Kauravas, two sides of the army. They are ready to fight. They were not assembled to do kirtan there. They were ready to fight. They had swords, bow and arrow, spears, all the weapons ready. The conch shell was blown. They were ready to fight. At that particular situation, when the two armies are ready to fight, Arjuna requests Krishna to take the chariot. That is what the cover page of Bhagavad Gita is. If you have a book, you can see Arjuna and Krishna on the chariot in the middle of two armies on both the sides. At that particular time, Arjuna requests to Krishna, please take my chariot right in the middle of two armies. I want to see who am I going to fight with. And when Arjuna looks at the other side of the army, what did he see? He saw his cousin, brothers, his teacher, his guru, his grandfather, his relative. And Arjuna shows weakness. He says, "Oh Govinda, I can't fight. I shall not fight." He puts his Gandiva, bow and arrow down. With tears rolling from his eyes, he sits down on the chariot. Before he was ready to fight, but when he saw the scene, millions of soldiers, he said, "Oh Lord, I can't fight." And Arjuna gives many reasons. He is a spiritual devotee. And that's why he is thinking. He gives many reasons. Arjuna gives the reasons. The first reason he gives, that is mentioned in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, right in the beginning. He shows compassion. How can I kill all these people? I know I am a warrior. I am ready to fight. I am an army person. He was a military man. And he said, but how can I kill all these millions of soldiers? So the first reason Arjuna says not to fight was compassion. Second reason Arjuna says, right mentioned in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna says to Krishna, how can I enjoy the kingdom after killing all these family members? After killing all these people, how can I enjoy? इन सबको मार के मैं कैसे खुश रह सकता हूँ? How can I enjoy by killing all these people and become a king? He says, oh Lord, I don't want to fight. Third reason Arjun gives, right in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, is sinful reactions. Bad karma. If I kill all these people, the sinful reaction will come to me. Then it will be sinful to kill all these people just for the sake of kingdom. So Arjun says to Krishna, I don't fight. And the fourth reason, mentioned at the later part of the Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, is destruction of dynasty. All the soldiers, so many people will be killed. The dynasties will be destructed. So Arjuna says, oh Krishna, I don't want to fight. And that's how chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita ends. Arjuna, with tears in the eyes, sits on the chariot, puts his bow and arrow down and says, oh Govinda, I am not ready to fight. I shall not fight. And then in response to this situation, Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita. That begins with the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Right, goes up to the 18 chapters. So in response to this, Krishna speaks the Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna very systematically answers each and every questions of Arjuna. He explains. Arjuna understands the message of Bhagavad Gita, of Krishna. And at the end, Arjuna, in the 18th chapter, he says, all my doubts are cleared. What happens? Arjuna stands up again, picks up his bow and arrow, and is ready to fight. He regains his strength. Krishna gives the instruction, he regains his strength, he fights. And what is the result? The Pandavas become the king of the whole world. And Arjuna rules with peacefulness, happiness, and successful life. So this is what the message of Bhagavad Gita is in an essence. So let's learn. See, we all know the situation, we all know the storyline, we all know the scene where this message was spoken. It was right in the battlefield. It wasn't being given to a sage in the cave, or some Babaji or some Swami sitting under the tree in a forest. This message was given to Arjuna right in the time of action. What do we learn from this? This message is for all of us, where we have to perform actions in our life. Is there anyone here who has nothing to do in the life? We all have some things. Taking care of the family member, taking care of a business, going to a workplace, fulfilling our mortgage installments, all the things. We also have activities to perform. We also have our responsibilities. Just like Arjuna had a responsibility as a fighter to fight. So, the message of Bhagavad Gita is equally applicable for all of us. Let's take a little story from Mahabharata. What happened after the war finished? Pandavas became the king of the whole world. They were ruling Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula and Sahadeva. So all the 5 Pandavas, they were ruling the whole world. And what happened? Can I please request some people still coming back? So what happened after the Pandavas took charge of the kingdom, the whole world? They were ruling. One day, different people were appointed out different departments. Yudhishthira Maharaj, of course, he was oldest. Then Arjuna, different department. Bhima was in charge of public welfare department. The public welfare minister, where any people in the kingdom have any issue, any problem, they go to Bhima. So one day, what happened? One day, a person came to Bhima, and he says, he was a farmer in the kingdom. And the farmer comes to Bhima and says, Dear Bhima, something very strange is happening. I can't understand. Something really strange. I have never experienced anything like this before. And Bhima says, what is your worry? Tell me. He was a public welfare minister. He was appointed to solve all the problems of everyone, the citizens of that kingdom. So he said, tell me, dear farmer, what is the issue? The farmer says, that today morning I noticed, I am a farmer, I had the fence at my farm. The farm is like this rectangle. I had the fence, but I noticed the fence are expanding to the neighbor's farm. Bhima says, that's very strange. Do we all find it strange? He says, the fence were expanding to the neighbor's farm. And he said, it's very difficult for me to understand how this strange thing is happening. The farmer requested to Bhima, please explain me. The fence are expanding to the neighbor's crops, neighbor's farm. And Bhima says, oh, this is out of my understanding. I have to pass on your query to the higher authorities. So Bhima sends that farmer to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And Yudhishthira Maharaj is in the chamber. Bhima sends him there. And Bhima sees that the person goes inside, inquires to Yudhishthira Maharaj, gets the answer, and he's happily going out of that chamber. And he's satisfied with the answer and he goes. And Bhima thinks, that's really strange. What's that? How did this even happen? And while he was contemplating on that, Bhima was thinking about that, another person comes. Another person comes to Bhima and says, oh Bhim, please help me. Please help me. I am in a difficult situation. There is some strange thing I have just witnessed. Bhima says, what is this? Again, he's already thinking of the first thing. Now, second, strange thing. He says, what is that? And the person says, I have just witnessed, I just saw an elephant passing through the tunnel like a cave in the mountain. I just saw the elephant passing through the tunnel, but his tail got stuck. The elephant was easily able to pass through the tunnel. The elephant came out of the other side of the tunnel, but his tail was stuck. His tail was not able to come out. And Bhima said, how is this even possible? Elephant is so huge, so big, and the tail is so tiny. How is this possible? And he said, yes, Bhima, I witnessed, I saw this, it has happened. And he said, I can't understand. Bhima said, I don't know how to solve this issue. I have to pass on to the higher authorities. Yudhishthira Maharaj, you go in the chamber, he may be able to answer this. The person goes inside, puts up his request, he gets the answer, and Bhima shows. Bhima looks at this person, he got the answer and he's going out of the chamber. And Bhima thinks, first person, very confusing. Second, even more confusing. How is it even possible? This is very strange. What a day I am having. And while he was looking at it, the third person comes. And the third person says, Bhima, something strange today, something strange. Bhima said, I know, it's the day of the strange things. Tell me, what did you notice? What happened? And the person says, I noticed one man having a large bucket, transferring the water from one large bucket to two smaller buckets. For example, one 10-liter bucket, two 5-liter bucket. The man says, I saw a man transferring water from a 10-liter bucket to two 5-liter buckets. This bucket was full, those two were completely full. But when those two 5-liter buckets he transferred back into the bigger bucket was only half full. He didn't spill any water. Nothing was magic trick here. And he said, I saw with my eyes. He's filling from the bigger bucket to smaller, completely full, no problem. The bigger bucket was previously filled, no problems. But when he poured water back, without spilling, but the bigger bucket was only half full. How is this possible, Bhima? I have never witnessed like this anything before. How can this even happen? And Bhima says, I gave up, I have no answer. You go to Yudhishthira Maharaj, he may be able to answer this. So the third person goes there, puts up his query, gets the answer and goes. And the last person, while Bhima is just confused with all these strange things, the fourth person comes. The fourth person comes to Bhima and says, oh Bhima, please help me. I have noticed something very strange, something very, very difficult to understand. Bhima says, what is it? Tell me now. What is it? I know a lot of strange things happening in the kingdom. What is it? The person said, I saw a big stone, big boulder, very big rock on the path. And so many strong people, muscle men, very big strong people, they were trying to push that rock. It was not even moving a centimeter. No one was able to move that big rock. But a person came with orange dress he was wearing, and he had a stick in his hand, and he just flicked, and the whole big rock just moved out of the path. It went out of the path. He said, how can we understand? Big muscle men, big people, they were not able to move this rock. And this one person came and just flicked it out. And Bhima said, I gave up. You please go to Yudhishthira Maharaj, you get your answer and understand this situation. And he goes out of the Yudhishthira Maharaj center. Now, strange things, yes?
Yes.
Huh? At the end of the day, Bhima, when 9 to 5, the palatial, whatever the processes were finished, in the evening, Bhima asked to Yudhishthira Maharaj, very strange day today. Very strange situations. People were witnessing different things. What was it all about? When I sent them inside, they were all confused. But when they were going out of your chamber, they were all satisfied. They understood what was happening. I am still confused. Bhima says, I still don't know what was going on. Can you please explain to me what was happening? Did you also want to know? What were the strange things? How it was all happening? Huh? How many of you want to know? Huh? Everyone? What is this strange things about? How is this even possible? How? We all would like to know. If you want to know, we'll do a memory test. You have to tell me what were the 4 strange situations. Alright? Let's start with one by one. What was the first situation? The farmer comes to Bhima and says the fence were expanding into the neighbors' farms. Yudhishthira Maharaj said, Dear Bhim, this is the sign of Kali Yuga entering into this world. Kali Yuga ki shuruaat ho rahi hai. Kali Yuga is entering. Do you know what is that Yuga? Kali Yuga? The one which we are living now. We are the products of Kali Yuga. So, this is the modern times they call it. This is the Kali Yuga. And Yudhishthira Maharaj said to Bhima, all these 4 situations, the state situations, is the sign of Kali Yuga. The first one, the fence were expanding. Yudhishthira Maharaj said, in Kali Yuga, people will not be satisfied with what they have. They will always want to expand more and more. Ye dil mange more. किस शास्त्र का श्लोका है? How do all of you know this sloka? Everyone wants more, and they want to acquire things which others have. That person is buying this mobile. I want to get that. That person is buying this car. I want to have that. This person is buying the smartwatch. I would also want that. They are not focused and satisfied with what they have, but we want more and more what others have. We want more and more what others have, and that's why people are not peaceful. People of Kali Yuga will not be peaceful, and that is the secret. If someone wants happiness in life, you have to be satisfied with what we have. The happiest person is not the one who has the most. The happiest person is not the one who has the most, but the happiest person is the one who needs the least. Satisfied. Jo hai, whatever I have, I am satisfied with that. The happiest person is not the one who has most, but who is satisfied, who needs the least, and then he is satisfied. And that's why every one of us, we want more and more. But if we know our limits, whatever we can acquire, we can live a satisfied life, then we can live a successful, peaceful and happy life. There is enough in this world. There is enough in this world for everyone's need. सबकी जरूरियातों के लिए पूरा है दुनिया में, सबके पास. There is enough in this world for everyone's need, but there is not enough in this whole world for one man's greed. There is not enough in this world for one man's greed. We have to understand. If we have desires, where is this desire coming from? Are we satisfied with what we have, or we want more for what? Is it sacrificing our happiness, peacefulness, happy life? Then for what? This is what we learn, and this is the symptom of Kali Yuga. Yudhishthira Maharaj explaining. Let's move to the second strange situation. Interesting? Yes? Huh? Okay. Let's move to the second. What was that? Elephant. For people who have just joined, we are discussing a Mahabharata story. The elephant passed from the tunnel, the cave, nicely, but the tail got stuck. Very big, huge elephant passing through the cave, but while he was coming out, the tail got stuck. And Bhima said, okay, I understand the first point. Yes, Kali Yuga, people are not satisfied. That's why the fans were expanding. What is the second thing? Elephant can pass through the tunnel, but the tail got stuck. How is this possible? Yudhishthira Maharaj said, this is another second sign of Kali Yuga. This is the second symptoms of Kali Yuga. This is how the Kali Yuga would be. People will have plenty of time. People will have plenty of time for everything. Going out with friends, watching cricket, watching TV, going to work. People will have all the time in the life. But when it's required to spend time doing investment on their own self, people will say, no time. We ask any person, come to the temple for darshan. Life is so busy. I have to go for work. I have to look after my kids. Don't you know? I have 2 kids. I have to cook and clean and work and pay mortgage, and I have to do this. I will come to the temple when I am 65 years old. When I am retired. Now it's time to do activities, actions, responsibilities. People will have enough time for everything. Doing all sorts, going to parties, marriages, anniversaries, celebrations, everything. But when it's coming time for their own meditation, their own spiritual reflection, going to temple, praying for their own peacefulness of the heart and the mind, people say, I don't have time. Yudhishthira Maharaj explained to Bhima, this is the sign. Elephant will go, but the tail will get stuck. That means people will have time for everything, but not that for personal thing. Second explanation of this is people will spend so much money for weddings, thousands of dollars. Birthday parties, thousands of dollars. Going to cricket match, hundreds of dollars. Going to movies, going out in a restaurant, everywhere spending time. When a spiritual person will ask, we need some donation for Janmashtami, for Prasadam, we want to feed Prasadam. Sorry, financial interest rates are going up, financial stress, I have to work hard to maintain. Sorry, I don't have much money. Maybe next year, if Bhagwan ki krupa se kuch milega, to dunga. Maybe if Lord Krishna gives me some blessings, some money comes, it can come next year. The elephant passes, the tail gets stuck. That means people will spend money on everything. But I was thinking about it just few minutes back before I sat here, and I was thinking, what example can I give for this? And one lady called me, and one lady just before 20 minutes, a lady said, I am very sad, Prabhuji. And I said, what happened? He said, I am so big fan of Madhava's rock band, and I heard the temple has organized a big event and I am coming there. But I told my best friend that come for this event. They are from Vrindavan devotees. They are doing Hare Krishna Kirtan. And Prabhuji, what she responded? I said, tell me, I have enough strange things today. He said, tell me. She said, no, it's $60 ticket. It's so expensive. I can't afford. And I said, yeah, some people genuinely can't afford. And she said, no, Prabhuji, she's my best friend. I know she has a lot of money. She spends on her clothes. She spends on everywhere, going out on parties, going out on hotels. She spends so much money. But when I told her to spend for Kirtan, Vrindavan devotees, she said, I can't spend. Prabhuji, I am very sad. I said, good, I got something to speak today in my session. The elephant will pass, but the tail gets stuck. And this is the reality, symptom of Kali Yuga. All of us, how much time we spend at work to earn dollars, how much investments we do on friends, families, to maintain the relationship so that we have good relationship with the family members, extended family members, friendship. But how much time we spend on our own reflection, our own peacefulness, our own satisfaction of the heart. We have to invest. And if we do investment on our own self, nothing can shake us. We will be unshakable, unstoppable. People put 10 hours on a job. Job can get redundancy anytime. Some blink of an eye, something happens, change at workplace and the job is gone. So many hours put in there, gone in one day. But if we have spent, not compromising that, in addition to that, if we spend time on our own self, one job goes, another job goes, no matter whatever happens, we will not be shaken. We will be unshakable. We will be unstoppable. Right or wrong? Agree? Very important, dear devotees. We come to the temple, we learn the lesson, we have to invest on our own, very importantly. In the same way, invest in our family members at work, we have to invest on our own. What was the third strange situation? Who remembers? Big bucket of water. The person was saying, I saw a man transferring the big bucket of water into a small. But when he transferred it back, it was only half filled. Yudhishthira Maharaj explained, Bhima, this was another symptom of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is entering into this world. What is the difference? If a person does so many good things to others, but the person other side will not reciprocate. If a person is lucky, the reciprocation will at max will be half. Reciprocation will be half. People will not have gratefulness in the heart. We can all see in our life, reflect back. We might have personal experiences. We may have done something really good for someone. So much we put our heart and soul to help someone. But when it's the time coming for reciprocation, maybe zero. At max, if we are lucky, maybe half. We see hundreds and hundreds of examples in our life. The parents would have done so much for the kids. The mothers, the fathers, they have done so much for their children. But when is the time coming for reciprocation? Zero or maybe 50% at max. That is, people will not have gratefulness in the heart. At workplace, the person puts 6 hours, 10 hours, they do everything at workplace, in a job. And when the company is going with some issue, next day the later, job is gone. No matter 5 years you have put day and night thinking how you can perform better at workplace, but everything gone in a one day. No gratefulness, no reciprocation. That's why it is said, the one who is not grateful, the one who doesn't have gratefulness in the heart, the one who is not grateful, he is a great fool, F-double well. The one who is not grateful, he is a great fool. We have to reflect back on us. How much others have assisted in our life. And there is a gratefulness. The grateful heart, the gratitude in the heart will give us the satisfaction, peacefulness and happiness. If the heart is grateful, it will be a peaceful and happy heart. Otherwise, it will be always a complaining heart. Our mind always complaining will be going on. And that's how we will not achieve peacefulness and happiness. So, the attitude of gratitude, thankful nature, the attitude of gratitude, that decides the altitude of a person. वो person कितना महान है, the attitude of gratitude decides the altitude of a person. So we have to have a grateful heart, and that is the secret of peaceful and happy life. Alright, last 5 minutes, time is getting up. Where we were, the fourth. What was the fourth situation? Big rock on the path. There was a big boulder, big rock on the path. The musclemen, they were trying to push the rock and it was not moving. But the person described, "Dear Bhim, I saw an orange person wearing orange robes." And he flicked it with a small. Yudhishthira Maharaj said, this is another sign of the symptom of Kali Yuga. People's heart are like stone. People are stone-hearted. No matter outside people, they try so much. The heart will not be melted. People have so much of unwanted things in the heart. Lust, anger, greed, pride, madness. So many unwanted things are in the heart, and the heart has become like a stone. And no matter from outside force, how much strength people try, but it's not moved an inch. But Bhima is asking, but he mentioned the person wearing orange robe came and flicked it just with a small stick. And Yudhishthira Maharaj said, that shows the orange robe, the person wearing orange dress is sign of a sadhu, devotee, spiritual person. He said, the people's heart are full of lust, anger, greed, pride, madness. All these things are there. The heart has become like a stone. But when a devotee enters in the life of a person, no matter how big the boulder is, he can quickly flick that with just a tiny little stick. The devotees, if you see, Prabhupada standing with the danda, devotee will come. And what is that stick? Is the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. Devotee will come with this chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and then all the unwanted things from the heart, all the anarthas, unwanted desires from the heart, which are the blocks, like a big rock, stumbling block for the path of happiness, success, peaceful life. That big block can be removed when a devotee enters in the life. And for this Kali Yuga, the sadhu, that weapon, that danda represents the Maha Mantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we have to reflect. We have to learn from Bhagavad Gita. This is the book of manual instructions, life lessons. Many people think, yes, I am busy currently. I know Bhagavad Gita is important, but when we retire, when we become old, that's when we read Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita shows how to live a life. And if you delay it, most of the life will be already finished. What is the point of learning something at the later stage of life when the importance of that is how to live a successful, peaceful and happy life? We have to reflect. We have to reflect on our own self, where we are heading to, what we want in our life. We have to pause, invest, do an investment on our own self. And then, perform the actions, whatever activity, whatever responsibility, family life, financial instructions, whatever we need to do. But we have to reflect back on us. Just like an expert arrowman, bow and arrow. If the target is there, if the arrow needs to go there, what is the first thing the expert archer will do? Aim and then pull back. And person may think, the target is there, the arrow needs to go there. Why you are pulling the arrow back? Why you are pulling the arrow back? It needs to go forward. The target is on the other side. But intelligent person, expert person, they always reflect on their own investment first. And then make sure the aim is there. And then release the arrow. Then only it will make sure the arrow will hit the target. If not, it will go anywhere. In our own life also, we reflect, we do investment on our own. What do we want? Peaceful, successful, happy life. How do we get? Instructions are given in Bhagavad Gita. We reflect, pause, and then release the arrow. Then do the activities. Then do all the actions, responsibilities, everything. And that will ensure we reach the aim, the target, which is shown by Krishna, which is achieved by Arjuna. We see about the peaceful and happy life. One last thing, and then I will pause, last couple of minutes. We can't delay. This message mentioned in Bhagavad Gita for us to understand is very, very, very important. We can't delay this. We can't think that when the time comes, after many, many years, that's when I will understand the message of. The best time to understand the message of Bhagavad Gita is right now. It was yesterday, it's already delayed. Today is the best time. We understand the message, how to practically apply in our everyday life. If a student thinks that exam is in November, I will study in November, whole year, let me have fun. And in November when the exam comes, I will study. Will that work? Is it the sign of an expert student? No, the whole year, the student must prepare, and then only it will perform. A cricketer might think, the famous cricketer might think that the cricket match is in December, Boxing Day cricket match. I will practice then, let me eat, enjoy, do whatever for the whole year, and on Boxing Day in the morning I will do preparation. Will that work? No, the whole year, the practice, the preparation goes, and then only a person can perform nicely. In the same way, if we also want to achieve success, we can't delay. This is very important. When the flood comes in the river, we can't go and build a dam at that time. It's too late. When the fight starts, the army cannot be trained. Okay, now get training because the fight has started. No, the armies are being trained throughout the year, each and every day. So when the time comes, in our life also, dear devotees, struggles may come, challenges may come, difficulties may come in our life. But if we have prepared our life, our consciousness, if we have done the investment on our own, then no matter whatever difficulties will come, challenges will come, anything, we would be unshakable, we would be unstoppable because we have done the investment on our own. And the easiest, the most simplest investment for our own is shown in this Kali Yuga is the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is giving us all the things, everything else will follow. But this is the essence. We have to take a pause in our busy life. We all are busy, but take a pause for some time, chant. Our dear devotee Vishnavamsa Prabhu is here. He will be showing the chanting session. It will take 5 to 7 minutes in our life, but it will change the direction of our life. It will make sure we reach the right destination. Otherwise, going here and there, busy, we don't know where we are going. Alright, strange things, interesting? 4 things, nice? Thank you so much. I will pause here. Take 1 or 2 questions or additions, comments, reflections if you have. And then we will hand over to Vishnavamsa Prabhu for our chanting session. Tomorrow is another beautiful day, Bhadra Purnima. It is the day Srimad Bhagavatam was completed, recitation. So all these instructions are given for us, is for our practical application in life. Anyone, any addition?
I just want to make a comment. Just in addition to what you said, because I recently experienced we had a situation that was very challenging. I was really nervous in the morning, but I just happened to go past and I just opened the page, which was. So I just opened the book and I just happened to get to a page which gave me guidance. And just straight away clicked what I need to do at work. And I just wanted to explain how beautifully I handled the situation. And I think each time we will do that.
Yeah.
This is the end.
Very good. Thank you so much. Big clap for Mataji. Thank you so much. The stories. This Bhagavad Gita might be 5,000 years old. This Mahabharata 5,000 years old. But the practical application is equally relatable in our everyday life. In all these sutras which we learn.